talk to me about debt to income ratios. I hear lenders say their DTI was too high. Their DTI is 30%. Their DTI is 70%. I think I have a good understanding of what that means, but I'll bet there are a lot of people listening today who have no flipping clue what that means. Tell us what a debt to income ratio is.
Yeah, you're talking my language. I love math. Debt to income ratios is in a nutshell, the percentage of your income that is consumed by your monthly debt.
Okay.
And what listeners really need to know is that when qualifying for a mortgage, there's going to be two different debt to income ratios that their lender considers.
Let's talk about debt to income. Let's give some examples, and then let's talk about the two debt using that number for example purposes.
Good idea.
Okay.
Good idea. So,
Thank you.
So let's talk about the front ratio, which is the amount of Ralphie's income that is going to be consumed by his housing payment. Okay, so let's assume that he wanted to buy a home that would result in a total monthly payment of $2,500.
Okay.
So now it's $2,500 of his $10,000 in income would be consumed. That would result in a 25% front debt to income ratio. We're taking $2,500 divided by 10,000, 25%. So what's that giving us?
Okay, so we don't worry about any of the other debts. I think Alfie's kind of debt-free, but we don't worry about if he has credit card debt or car payments or anything like that. It's just the housing payment as a percentage of his total gross income before tax, not after.
For the front debt ratio.
Okay.
The back ratio, or what's referred to as the total debt ratio,
Okay.
is where we're going to take a look at the debt. So same example, if Ralphie had $2,500 on his Ferrari payment, and he had his $2,500 house that he wanted to buy.
That's $5,000.
$5,000 a month.
Right.
He's got $10,000 in income. 5,000 divided by 10,000 gives me a 50% total debt ratio.
Okay, so the debt to income ratio, is it always based on his pre-tax income?
Yeah, we're going to use gross.
Okay, so let's go through some examples. So if someone's getting a conventional loan, what's the maximum debt to income? And let's just use back ratio. Let's just use the full ratio. What's the maximum debt to income ratio they can have and qualify for a conventional loan? Which are probably what, 70% of the loans out there?
Yeah,
Okay.
around 70%, and
Okay.
we're looking for 50%. We want their total debt to be less than half of their income.
Are there different debt to income ratios for FHA loans, VA loans, USDA loans, first time homebuyer loans?
Yeah, definitely. Your FHA loan, which is probably going to be 20%. You said conventional is 80%. About 20% is going to be FHA.
Okay.
That's going to be at 56.9%. So they won't let you go to 57, but 56.9% of your gross income can be consumed by your debt. So a little bit more lenient than the conventional was.
Interesting. And VA?
VA actually has no hard limits. VA's a weird bird. They're going to take a look at the overall risk factors associated with the veteran, try to put the veteran in a good place. We see them capped at 40%. I've seen them capped at 70%. So it really depends on a lot of different moving parts on a VA.
Interesting. And USDA probably follows FHA?
Nope. USDA is the most restrictive of all the loan programs we look. We're going to look at 44% back-end debt ratio, and USDA is the only loan out there that really hammers the front ratio. They are not going to let you spend more than 32% of your income on your proposed housing expenses.